Hi everyone, welcome back to another happy hour episode with Anna Morfides. On today's topic, get the universe to give you what you want. Today we're going to be talking about how to get source energy, universe, creator, whatever choice of words, whatever it is that you resonate with, believe, align with, believe, how to get what you want basically, because it is now proven that you will get what you are, not necessarily what we want. We receive who we are and not what we want. So, what exactly does that mean? Because a lot of, again, other therapists or counselors or positive speakers, they talk about this concept that we receive who we are, not what we want. So if we want a relationship that is communicative, peaceful, we want a job that is abundant, that is organic, we want peace in our life. Who are you in relation to what it is that you want? Because that will determine what it is that you're receiving instead of the things that you want. Because it's really easy to want things, but then if we're not getting those things, it's actually really easy to get those things, because that just means if we're not receiving them, that just means that we are misaligned with that vibrational frequency that we are desiring to have in our life. So what does it mean what you are? What are you predominantly? Are you anxious? Are you avoidant? Are you fearful? Are you disappointed with life? Are you negative? Like, who are you predominantly? You can tell when someone has a positive self-view, and you can tell when somebody has a negative self-view. The person that has a positive self-view will most likely have more opportunities in life to keep experiencing that positive self-view that they have. And a person who has a negative self-view will keep continuing to experience things in life that will highlight that negative perspective again in life, or that negative self-view. That's why even if we are so miserable, so unhappy, and we want to be happy, we want to be in a fulfilling relationship, we want to be in a satisfying position at work, we want to be abundant. If we predominantly think and feel miserable, then we're going to get more situations that will keep reinforcing that feeling of misery. If we are almost like in a space where you have given up in life, and you're speaking negatively every day. Like, I do have people that I know that speak in a way every day that is sounding such as life sucks, nothing's ever going to change, nothing's ever working out for me. When we say these things out loud in the universe and we truly believe them, guess what's going to happen? We're going to keep having those same experiences proving our thoughts. I saw a really powerful image the other day, and it said, negative thought, the 2 dots, colon, and it says, I believed it so much, it became true. Positive thought, the 2 dots, colon, I believed it so much, it came true. So it's our choice. Whatever it is that we predominantly think and feel is what we're going to experience in our life. That's why it's important to focus on what are you predominantly. And this reinforces and supports the sentence that universe will give us what we are, not what we want. So if we are negative, moody, judgmental, if we are indecisive, confused, it would serve us best to get ourselves into clarity. What do you need clarity about? Is it maybe your intentions. You want peace. Like, how can you create peace in your life? If you feel that you're miserable, how can you choose happiness every day? And actually, choosing to be happy every day is, it is work, and you can do it through gratitude. If you choose to be grateful for everything that you have and the things that you are wishing to have as if you already have them. So I am really grateful for a relationship that is so fulfilling, and it has me always feeling at peace, feeling cherished, feeling pursued, feeling special. Even be grateful for the things that you haven't yet experienced. Be grateful and be that person who has all those things that you are trying to co-create or manifest in your life. So universe will give you what you are. So if you are faking it until you're making it, and being that person no matter what, the one that is confident, the one that is secure, the one that is happy, the one that is stable, feels enough, feels a lot of love for themselves. Like, what is it that is holding you back from becoming that person who is the end result of the experience that you want to have? Because if we wait for the thing in order for us to feel how that person who would have our desires would think and feel, it won't work, because the universe works by assertion. So it will bring in these experiences to us based on our aura, our vibrational field. And how is that vibrational field created? It's created predominantly by the way that we are feeling. Where do feelings come from? Feelings stem from our thoughts. And then where do thoughts come from? Thoughts come from our core beliefs that we have acquired. And core beliefs are the signals that our neurons are releasing consciously and 95% subconsciously all day long, right? Because if you listen to a person who is, say, in a negative space in life, what they predominantly will think and feel, if you ask them what the narrative, what the story is in their head, life sucks, everything's so difficult, nothing is working out for me. And then the sounds that they make is like, oh, like everything is like heavy, and it's not easy to speak or be with someone who is in that vibrational state. Or then there's other vibrational states, like one that I was predominantly living in, of like that of predominant sadness and feeling sorry for myself. Why doesn't anyone care about me? Why? I can't even remember like how I used to think, but I can explain the overall feeling of me feeling helpless against the world, and things were just not working out for me in the way that I would have envisioned life to be. Even though I wanted all these things, I wanted to feel happy, and I wanted to be in a happy relationship. I wanted to be abundant, and I wanted peace. I wanted all these things, but I didn't realize that's not who I was. I was a person who was really anxious. I was a person who had a negative self-view. I was a person who didn't really love themselves. So that's why universe was giving me not what I wanted, but what I was. Like, it gives us what we are. So I had to change who I was in order for me to receive that which I wanted. So when you just become that version, it's really easy to just receive what you want. Easy in the sense that, like, of course, we do the work through cognitive behavioral therapy to untwist our negative beliefs. We work on our attachment style if we need to, through affirmations, through meditation, through breath work. There's so many different modalities that we can use, through narrative therapy. No, I already said cognitive behavioral therapy, narrative therapy. There's EMDR. There's so many modalities for us to find out what the true cause of an unhelpful core belief that produces negative feelings from the negative thoughts that negative belief would produce negative thoughts first, and then it would produce unpleasant feelings. So if we can get to the root of where that's coming from, like if you have a belief that you are a bad person and you find yourself in situations where you keep perpetuating that belief to still be alive, so you bring in circumstances into your life that keep proving that you are a bad person, where did you acquire that belief from? Like there's something happened in your life somewhere along the line that was acquired, becomes a really strong signal through a neurological synapse, and it releases these chemicals that put you in fight or flight. And then it's almost like you're perpetuating that belief, and we kind of keep it alive. And that's where neuroplasticity comes in, through affirmations, that we can change those neurological synapses to release different thought patterns, which will produce different feelings, which will produce different behaviors, basically like a different human being. So pay attention to to that idea of who are you. Take a look at your core beliefs and see which one of these resonate for you. And this is just a short list that was given to us at school. There's so many other negative core beliefs that we can have. And this is why there's a lot of YouTubers out there that talk about working on your self-concept, because your self-concept is basically essentially who you are. So they have you change your self-concept in order for you to manifest the things that you want, which is essentially what I'm saying right now. It's just a little bit more counseling, therapy based, like scientifically explained why that phrase, we get what we are, not what we want, from the world around us. I hope I explained this video in a way that makes sense and resonates. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I would love to delve a little deeper into them. And you have the power to live a different life every day. The purpose of life turns out to be for us just to untwist these core beliefs, create our secure and attachment style if we don't have one, heal our childhood traumas. These are all just lessons. Earth is a masterclass that we all signed up for. It's no joke. And every time we heal a lesson, then we move on to another class, and we might have to heal something else. But if we don't heal anything, that's okay too. We're just gonna have to repeat the same lessons. That's why sometimes we find ourselves in situations that perpetuate the same core belief, aka like if you have a core belief of a bad person and you find yourself in situations that perpetuate that belief over and over, it means it just hasn't healed yet. Like there's a little bit more work that you need to do in order for you to get to the core of that, completely shed it, and start to predominantly think and feel that you are a good person. Walk around saying that all day, every day. I am a good person. Whatever it is that you're not experiencing, I am a lucky person. I am a valuable person. Walk around and breathe it and say it, and live in the end of that result of that person having it all. Don't wait for it to be brought to you. Start being that person, so then you can have what that person would have versus what is given to you. Then you're going to stop saying things like nothing's working out for me. You're always going to say everything is always working out for me. Because say, for example, I have actually the core belief, I am a bad person, or I am bad. It came to me when I was about 3 years old. My counselor actually took me back to where it came from. Like, where did I acquire this belief? Because I kept finding myself in situations where I would have to punish myself because I'm a bad person. So I would do something that would have me feeling sick to my tummy and be like, oh my, like, why do I do this dumb stuff? Like, why am I such a bad human being? And in actuality, I'm not really a bad human being. I am a human being, being a human, having human experiences, stumbling and just reliving like a childhood belief. So my counselor had me to go back to that scenario, and we pinpointed the exact scenario where that belief came from. And it's funny, I even have a scar on my hand from when that first experience, I was 3 years old, came. And I never noticed the scar until she took me back. But I remembered the scenario. I still remember it like really vividly. So sometimes naming it is enough to tame it. Name it to tame it. So just naming the fact that this core belief came from there, I feel like now is enough for me to finally just let it go, and I don't have to worry about it. And even if something happens in the future, like if I was taught that it's okay to make mistakes and you are worthy and I love you anyways, this is how I would think and feel today if I made a quote unquote mistake as a human being, which is like totally normal. I would have the inner dialogue that I have acquired as a child instead of being like, how can you be such a bad kid? Or like, you're a bad kid, bad kid. Like, that's what I acquired. It became part of my programming. So now I say the complete opposite, and I practice self-forgiveness and affirm, yeah, I am a good person. Even if I do something that doesn't reflect, good person. I don't want to say it like in a way that we're not good people, but we are going to make a mistake. Like, it's just humanness. So how are we with ourselves when that happens is what truly matters, and understanding those negative thoughts in the first place and then working with them to let them go. Sorry, I went on a bit more there. I was going to end it, but then I wanted to share that example about the core belief that I'm a bad person. So sometimes just naming it is enough to tame it. And then if you find yourself again in a situation, just even if I find myself in that situation, I know now to say what Louise Hay actually has taught us very, very effectively and successfully, to say everything is always working out for me. Only good is going to come out of the situation. I am safe. The universe has my back. So instead of me going into panic mode and start to say things like fearful things like, what's going to happen now? Oh no, this is so terrible, or this is whatever. Feel how different the nervous system even feels in that moment. Everything is always working out for me. Only good is going to come out of the situation. Like, example, if somebody gets fired or somebody gets broken up with, like, when people have terrible feelings and like it's almost like a knot in their tummy, like they're afraid. Imagine how much better your system will feel if you say things like, everything is always working out for me. Only good is going to come out of the situation. I am safe. I am protected. And you say it over and over, as opposed to having thoughts like, what's going to happen now? How could this happen? Who else is going to love me? Who else is going to hire me? Oh no, what am I going to do? I'm never going to be able to find a job. Like, those will take you into fight or flight, and you're going to release stressful hormones. But if you keep affirming other things, such as everything is always working out for me, only good is going to come out of the situation, because you have a choice to believe A or B. So choose the one that will produce better feelings, right? I am safe. Everything is always working out for me. Only good is going to come out of the situation. I am fully protected. I am okay. Like, that produces like Valium, because it's calm, right? Like calmness, peace, that you have endorphins, like feel good hormones, as opposed to having cortisol and going into stress. Okay, I'm going to stop it right here. Thank you again for watching and tuning in and commenting, subscribing, liking, anything. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I guess I will see you next time. I hope you have a most beautiful rest of your day. Be so grateful for everything that you have in your life. It's the easiest way to raise your vibration and become that version of self that you are maybe still wanting to be. Start there. Slowly introduce gratitude, affirmations. Sorry, I was going to say introduce affirmations, meditation, and then you can incorporate other modalities in there as well. There's lots of free stuff on YouTube. You don't necessarily have to go and break the bank, because I know therapy is not necessarily inexpensive either. So yeah, I'm wishing you the best of everything, and I'll see you next time.